Start by making a material layering project. In the library, search for a cement material and apply it to the mesh. Select the cement material to open the parameters. Go ahead and change the color. Increase the grunge and cavity dirt. Increase the height range. Change the seed to see a different pattern being applied. Experiment with the other parameters as desired. Search for dirt in the library and add a dirt material on top of the base layer. Select the new material and make changes to the parameters. Under the Layers channel, use the Blend offset to mix the two materials together. The Blend softness feathers the edges, and the Blend contrast changes the contrast between the blended materials. Under the Add Filter menu, choose Color Match, and for the target mode, choose Previous Layer Base Color. This will use the base material to choose a complementary color for the dirt. You can also make your own custom layer by adding a multi-channel layer. Under the layer channels, make sure metalness is turned off since it won't be needed. Changing the blend mode to default means that you can just overlay this layer's material rather than use it as a regular height map, like I did with the dirt layer. The color to a dark blue and decrease the saturation. Double-click on the layer and rename it. Increase the roughness. Add a mesh projected mask from the mask menu. Open the image library and choose a grunge texture. Select the material and in the layers channels, decrease the height to 0. This means that the grunge texture will have no height information. Now here's a tip. If you select a layer and use the S key, you can solo that layer. You also have access to parameters that you can change for the grunge texture. Use Ctrl D to duplicate this dark dirt layer and rename the new layer to cracks. Open the mask and search for the cracks texture. Back on the layer, change the color to a lighter blue and decrease the saturation. You also have access to parameters that you can change for the cracks texture. Use Ctrl D to duplicate the layer and rename the new layer to green. Open the mask and search for a grunge texture. Back on the layer, change the color to a green-yellow and change the saturation and value. You also have access to parameters that you can change for the grunge texture. To control these three layers at the same time, select them all and add a new layer group, renaming it appropriately. Change the blending mode and decrease the opacity. You have the ability to expose parameters of the material so they can be adjusted when used on other projects. Select the second layer and make sure you have the element layer panel open. Choose a parameter such as the dirt level. Right-click and choose Expose as Input Parameter. If you open the Layering Project Editor, notice you now have a parameter listed. You can expose whatever parameters you choose. Give the material a name and save it. Select the plus button at the top and choose Element Graph. You can now drag and drop the material you just made into the graph. If you right-click on the material node, you can choose Preview as 3D Material. If you select the material node, you can now change the exposed parameters. If you need to export the texture maps, go back to your original material, then go to the File menu and choose Export Image and Data Outputs. You will then see a dialog box where you can choose the folder location, file name, file format, etc. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video about making a cement material in InstaMAT, you may enjoy this video. Have a good day.